Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Underrail. And in the last episode, we went ahead and stopped right here where we left off. Basically, let me close this down. Where's the journal? Southgate station notes. Here we go. Find old Jonas, watch in the cave. So we're still looking for that watch somewhere in here. And we still have to reactivate the power generators for the outposts that are over here. Now, it hasn't really been that difficult. There's only rat hounds over here, and if you put your points into the right thing, you should be doing fairly well. They're not, too hard of a creature. You're going to get a lot of them in here, and as long as you don't get too overwhelmed, you should be fine. And you can see there's quite a few of them up here, or at least one. Now he sees me. Oh no, somebody else saw me. He got pack hunting on him. So remember, they do get stronger the more of them they are, and they will completely and totally surround you, so you can't run away. So try not to keep your back to the wall. In this case, it's not really that big of a deal for me. I guess that we can settle with that damage. Let's go ahead and kill this guy off. Nice. Oh, nice. Negative 14 critical hit. And I do love getting 4 hits per turn. That's incredibly nice, especially since some of the time you get very unlucky and you will miss some of your most important shots. And the more turns you get, the more chances you have to hit the creature, even if it's not, incredible amount of damage. So that's always nice right there. Let's look around over here. It's another one of these walls. And got another rat hound. And he used most of his AP just getting to me, so he only got that one little shot. Okay, more than half of his life in one turn. I can deal with that. Let's go ahead and hit him. And remember, the percentage chance is 95% because I'm right on top of him. If you're using a bow or a ranged weapon or anything of that sort, your percentage is probably going to be a lot lower. So don't feel bad if you miss them quite a bit compared to what I'm doing. Obviously, melee weapons is going to be more accurate than a long-range weapon, simply because of the distance. 7.62mm standard rounds, you get 2 of them. It's ammo. Border guard orders. Now, this is going to be the very last one that we can actually study for experience points. Anything beyond this in the future will be basically worthless to us. You can't even sell them. They just disappear when you loot them. Side boosters, definitely going to want as many of these as we can possibly get. 5mm standard rounds, 10 of them. So we'll take all of that. It's actually pretty nice stuff in there. Come out here, look around. There's not really anything here. And then there's the power generator. Status off, flux controller missing. Insert flux controller. Flux controller inserted successfully. Continue. So I can turn it on, which is what we want to do. Power generator is operational. In dialogue. So now that that power is up, any outpost we find, we can go ahead and activate. The outpost we found before, we'll have to go back to and activate them. We got 12 bolts, a standard crossbow bolt. So we'll go ahead and loot that. Remember, they can see you through a gate, they just can't attack through it. So you can kind of use that to initiate combat and find out where they're at, still being completely safe from attack. Now, there are creatures that probably can attack through it. I haven't actually found any psi beetles through a gate, but I'm guessing they probably can attack through it because there is a psi power. So let's try to open this. Open up these boxes. Let's see. A caltrop is a anti-personnel weapon made of 2 or more sharp nails or spines arranged in such a manner that one of them always points upwards from a stable base. Caltrops can be deployed to injure and slow down enemies. Deploy regular caltrops to the targeted area. Anyone who steps on suffers 3 to 5 mechanical damage and loses 5 movement points. If target has no movement points, it loses action points instead. Stepping on a caltrop cannot deal a fatal blow. AP cost is 20, cooldown is 2 turns. You get 5mm standard rounds, another side booster, and another health hypo. Remember, you can never have enough health hypos on your character. You're just going to need more and more and more, so always be happy when you find one. Again, you can't study this one. We have 3 out of 3 already, so they just kind of go to waste. You get another health hypo, so we'll take that. We got another box here. Electronics 15, which we could open if we had... did I buy one? I think I did earlier, didn't I? No, I did not. I think I showed you what the device looked like, but you still had to charge it. And that's what you would need to use on this box if you had the skill to open it. Which we do, but we just don't have one of those devices. So we'll turn the power on, and that's pretty much it in this room. We'll have to come back and grab that box once we can afford to buy that thing. Oh, look, there's another rat hound. 2 more. And you can see he only got 1 hit on me. Nice, negative 19 critical hit. I just love the look when you're punching him. Let's go ahead and kill this guy. End our turn right here. Don't forget the heavy punch. Nice. You dead, punk. End our turn. And keep walking around up here. Make sure you search everything you possibly can. Now, we did have a quest to collect the tissue samples, or tissue sample 1. And we actually did that. So what I'm thinking is before we go any further, I'm going to go ahead and come back down here, reactivate those 2 outposts, and then go back and turn the tissue sample in so I can get that other psi ability that we don't have. And while I'm there, I'll go ahead and buy the hacksaw hacking tool and come back and open up that little box that we weren't able to get into. So let's come up here, power station on. Nice, there's power there. And power station on over here. And it said it wanted you to get at least 3 out of the 5. So this is 2 out of the 5. So you're already pretty close. You don't even have to go through all of it. I would suggest going through every little bit that you possibly can because you want that experience, you want that loot. You're going to need that money to be able to buy the things you want to buy. We may not even have enough money to buy the hacksaw and the lithium cell, but we'll check here in a minute, and hopefully we will. Let's keep going through. And I'll show you the procedure to get back into town. It's kind of a cool little thing. It's a whole little drawn-out process, but it's kind of neat. So what you want to do is click on the electronic lock. This lets him know that you want to get in. He opens up the door for you. And then you have to stand here for a minute. And you'll see stand by for bioscan DeMiro. And he doesn't really have a sense of humor as far as I've seen. He doesn't jokingly say, oh, you're infected or something like that, or haha, just kidding. You know, he's pretty straightforward. He takes his job pretty seriously. So if you ever see that you are infected, go ahead and post that, because I would love to hear what you did to get that to happen. So let's go to medical first, which I believe is actually where we need to go. No, it's I think it's pins actually. Yeah, I think it's pins where we need to go to turn this in. So let's heal our wounds up real quick. And I wish there was somebody you could come to get your psionic abilities recharged. That would be cool. Then I'd be using those things left and right. But I guess that would make you too powerful. But they did mention on one of the updates that was it engineering and cyber labs or the pins? Let's go with the pins. They did mention that they're going to make it where your power recharges naturally over time with one of the new patches coming out. So when that happens, that's gonna, you know, really alter the way people can play their game. Let's see. Here's the tissue sample you wanted. Excellent. Give it here. I'm going to resume my test right away. Don't forget my training. Yes, yes, of course. Just let me know when you're ready to begin your lesson. I want to learn some psi abilities. Tell me about cryokinetis. Let's see, I need 25 in metathermics to do pyro. Crusto, so no, 35 and 35 for pyrokinetic stream. Don't don't think I have 25 yet. I think it's at like 15 or 20. So we'll do cryokinetics. Basically, cryokinetics is any process that involves materializing and launching ice projectiles. Most commonly, the projectiles take the form of pointy shards. Aside from causing direct harm, it will also disperse cold vapors on impact. It will cost you 50 credits to learn this. I still have a freebie. I don't have that kind of money right now. What else can you teach me? On second thought, I'd rather spend my money on something else. So let's... I almost don't want to spend the freebie because the other ones are going to be more expensive. We'll wait on that one, actually. Let's see, what do you have for trade? And he doesn't have one. I only have 45 coins, so yeah, it's going to have to wait on that one for 5 organs. So I can sell him a healthy animal heart and an adrenal gland, and let's see how much he'll give me for that. 12. See, they never really give you all that much. It's not worth it to sell them anything, because you're going to want to keep that stuff for later on. You guys are a bunch of cheap guys. Okay, since we got healed up, that's really all we can do in here. Let's head back out. I was going to buy that a hacksaw, but we don't have enough money now that I'm looking at how much we had. I was hoping he would actually give us something for doing that quest. Usually when you do one, even though they don't say they're going to, they usually toss you a few coins, maybe a couple items as reward for helping them out. And we are going to get quite a few coins, I believe, for doing the main quest, which is to turn the outpost on. So you can always wait a little while, come back, and I don't mind doing that. And I'll show you guys a cut version where I just, run back there off camera, turn the camera on when I get to the box, and you guys can see what's inside of it. So you don't miss anything, but you don't have to wait the whole long run back and forth every single time. But I did want to show you that run once, so that you would know what to expect when going back that way yourself. So since we're already over here, what we're going to go ahead and do is go down this time, just to see what was down here. Now it's one giant circle. I've already done this before on one playthrough, so you can go either direction. It doesn't matter. Let's see what we got. Another enemy, so we're going to let him come to us. Actually, 2 of them. Ooh, nice negative crit. So let's see, we'll go ahead and attack this guy. Nice. And I wish I could buy a melee weapon of some kind, but we're going to get one here pretty soon, so I don't really want to waste any cash on that. Not that I really have a lot to waste anyways. So many things you want to get off the bat, right when you first start, and you have to wait, It's one of those games you can't rush it. I love how I'm doing a lot of damage towards these guys. I was using a crossbow my first time around, and of course I was playing it on normal, but I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, and even when I did, I wasn't really doing that much more damage than what I'm doing right now. So, we got another couple guys coming down our way. 2 out of 3 times, so we'll be able to do this one more time, and we'll get another healthy animal heart. Keep in mind that this is 2.5 pounds per animal heart, so that will add up after a while. Now we've already studied this 3 times, so we can't do it again, and we'll get another adrenal gland. Let's go up a little further. Not really a good spot to fight these guys. I was looking for maybe a really tight corridor where I could just do one at a time. Up here might have been a good spot, but it's just too far away to drag them. So we'll just fight them down here. Oh, I missed. That sucked. No, stop hitting me, punks. So let's go ahead and use this. Nice. I still didn't kill him because I missed that one turn. I'm doing a fair amount of damage to me. Go ahead and kill him with just a regular punch. I'll use my heavy punch right there. Nice, -11 crit. Hopefully that will kill him right there, yeah. Go ahead and end our turn. Pick up the remains. Rathound leather. This is the common. You're going to get tons and tons of these as you play through the game. 26 in tailoring right there. I got another animal heart. Let's see, under 40? Sure is. Guess we can go ahead and use one of these. 160 points of health. Such a waste, but yeah, we'll go ahead and use it. And you can see your health is all the way full life. So let's go through this right here. Look around. You always want to make sure there's not some secret back alleyway in or some chest on the side. Go ahead and open the door. Lockpicking 12. We can open that. Go to our lockpicks. Another reason you want to invest into those early on, because you get some really cool stuff. And it's vital to the mission, so you have to have it to be able to open that up. There is other ways in, but you're still going to want the lockpick. You're still going to want to be able to pick those things. Let's go for the box. Electrical 15, which we could open if we had the item, which we don't yet. So let's see, Omega ID card. Having one of these must have meant a lot back in the glory days of Omega. Nowadays it serves as a arbitrary. Study this item to gain 50 points of experience. You can study this type of item up to 10 times, and this will be the first one we found. Blueprints leather armor. Blueprint contains detailed instructions on how to create leather armor. Download blueprint to your wrist pad. These are very cool. We're definitely going to use that here in a second. Oh, we got some boots, cave hopper leather boots, footwear. These boots are made of cave hopper leather. Armor penalty is 2%, agility increased by 1, stealth increased by 3. So that's pretty nice. Flares is a tool, essential tool when venturing into the depths of the Underrail. Lights up an area for 30 seconds and immediately reveals any stealth targets when it lands. And of course, we've already had 3 of the border guard orders, so we'll take all of that. We'll go into our inventory real quick, and we'll put our boots on. You can drag them down here. You can hear some of those rathounds calling in the distance. Right-click on the blueprints, and now when we go into crafting, you can see leather armor there. You can go into your inventory and have that open, and you'll see these are the ones that we can actually craft into some stuff. Granted, there's only one here at 19 that we have the skill that we need necessary to make something out of it. Where did it go? Here it went. So it makes mechanical armor at 18%, cold at 6%, armor penalty is at 10%, equip persuasion decreased by 3. But you can also throw some other items on it when you get it. Overcoat fabric is optional. Composed difficulty using the slot will also increase the total skill requirement by an additional 10% of the occupying items requirement. So if this was 18, or was it 19 for the fabric? 19, so add another 10% onto that. You're going to need that skill to be able to make it. This will add an additional 10% as well, so the item will get better and better as you add more of these items on, but you'll need a higher and a higher skill to make it. So let's go ahead and create it so I can show you what it looks like. And we'll close that down. And this is the new armor, 18 and 6% cold. Basically the exact same thing we had before, but you'll see the fabric on this is 175 at a 240 because it is getting damaged as we wear it. This new one is 240 at a 240. So you'll see just how easy it is to get this rathound leather as you progress through the game and you're taking damage. Instead of repairing these with your fabric kits, which take a little bit of money to buy, you can just make yourself a new set of armor and sell the old one. Can't open that, that's right. Let's see, anything else? Nope. And we can't get over here, can we? Sure can. There's nothing back here, unfortunately. Oh, except another rat. Nice. Probably the first time somebody was happy to find a rat. Go ahead and end our turn. Got some remains there. Got another healthy animal heart. Sure, I'm finding a lot more of those this time around. could be that items drop a little easier, a little bit more on the easy version than the normal one. Weren't really finding animal hearts too often. What we were finding was Rathound leather. But again, that could have something to do with the stats we picked. That may have tailored what the drop items are based off of the class that you kind of went down towards. And this is what I would call a choke point right here. They are literally going to have to wait their turn, one behind the next, behind the next. So what I would suggest is fighting them right here and just letting them take their turns. Don't be in a rush. If you have any ranged weapons, you can actually use it on the ones in the back, especially later on when you find some Rathound alphas that you could fight. They hit a lot harder, so I would suggest having one of the easy guys in the front and then the tough guys in the back while you sit there and area affect them or range attack them down to no life. But we'll go ahead and kill these guys because they're all the same, so it doesn't really matter which one's in the front. Oh wow, look at that, we got 5 of them. And they're all falling over each other just to get here. Let the next guy move up. There we go. If I had moved up like they wanted me to, like they were kind of teasing me to do, I would have gotten hit by more than one at the same time. And that's going to greatly limit how long you can stay there. And if you have to run away during something like this, you're probably not going to make it. You're nowhere near the zone. You're going to have to use a health hypo. And remember that if you got to use the health hypo, use it sooner rather than later, because you have to wait a certain amount of turns before you can use it again. So don't wait until the very end, and it's not going to heal you all the way to full life, and then you end up dying because you should have used it, you know, 2 turns ago. Let's go ahead and use this. Now, I do promise I will eventually get into using my psi abilities. I'm being a little cautious right now because I know there's a big guy coming up. That's why I decided to come this route, so I can get a little bit more experience, maybe even get another level before we fight him, because he is somewhat of a tough fight, or at least he was last time I fought him. Try not to do too many spoilers, but he's coming up here pretty soon, so I figured I'd go ahead and mention it, in case you're wondering why I'm holding on to my power so much instead of using it like I should be. It's because I know that I'll probably be using quite a bit in the next coming fights here up pretty soon. Go ahead and end my turn, let him get up a little closer. I'm making short work of these guys. Nice. Am I over 40? No, right on 37. That sucks. Go ahead and end my turn. What do we got? Adrenal gland times 2 and Rathound leather 24. So we'll loot that. And that's the only one. I don't know if that's a bug or if out of 5 guys we only got 1 piece of armor or 1 piece of thing. But again, we got 2 adrenal glands, so maybe that was multiple creatures just being incorporated into actually one remain. I don't know if that's how it works out or not. But there's some rocks over here we want to eventually be able to get past. If you have any clue on how to take rocks down, I didn't see that on any of the research I was doing. But if you have any clue on how to take that down, let me know. I definitely would appreciate that. I guess I can't see the trap door that's over here. If you go down the other way, I believe you will see the trap door, which is the other way we're going to go anyway. So let's head back out. That's a great little game, guys. If you haven't tried playing this one yet, I highly suggest that you do. Just be very cautious with your build. Okay, so I went ahead and ran back to town to heal up while you guys were basically loading from one screen to the other so you didn't have to watch it. It's not a necessity, but it's kind of nice to replenish your life every so often. You don't have to waste the hypo sprays for when you really, really need them in big fights. While I was there, I went ahead and sold a piece of armor to the vendor down in the armory. He was actually buying some leather armor, so I took off the piece that I had originally put on and sold the piece that I was wearing and put on the piece that I had made myself. So Now I have a set of armor that's fully decked out with fabric as high as it can go, and I sold the old one and got a little bit of cash for it. I believe it was something like 100 credits for that, which is pretty high. It's a lot higher than you normally get for it. But I think it might have something to do that I sold the hawker along with it, the weapon. Oh wow, there's gonna be a lot of these guys over here. You see that there's a barrel right over here. If you hit it with a weapon, I don't know if it works with an arrow, but if you hit it with a gun, it explodes and kills anything around it. But you gotta be careful because it's a pretty big explosion, and you have to be in range to hit the weapon or hit the barrel in the first place. So you gotta time that perfectly. Unbelievable, I missed. Let's go ahead and attack this one right here in front of us. End our turn. Nice. And now we got a fourth one. Let's see. Hopefully we can kill this one off pretty quick. One more. There we go. So now we're not completely surrounded, so if we needed to run, we possibly could. We're not going to. I think we can finish this fight off pretty easy. Maybe not easy, but I think we can finish it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take this guy out because he is in our path of running. Just in case. Not doing a lot more damage to him, that's for sure. May have to use a health hypo here. But I want to wait until my life is as low as possible to make the most use out of it. There we go. With one more down, I'll be taking hits far less more than I was before. And I should survive a little bit longer. Yeah, this next turn I'll use a health hypo. Now remember, it does use AP when you do that during combat. So you'll be able to do far less attacks than you normally would be able to, so... Let me hit this guy. Oh, come on, I missed this guy again? This is the same guy I missed the first time I used my attack on him. Must be standing in a weird spot. Too dark or something. There we go. Now you're dead. Got one hit on you before my turn was over. Feel a little bit better smacking a rat in the face. Go ahead and knock this guy around a little bit. I mean, come on, you gotta remember that this guy is literally hitting a rat in the face with his bare hands. If that doesn't make you crack up laughing, I don't know what will, because that's just, it's ludicrous. I mean, you'd never do that in real life, but it's kind of funny to think this guy's doing it now. Let's see, Rat Hound Leather, 29 on quality. You kind of want the better quality because the better quality means that you'll get a better piece of armor out of it, but it does require a higher skill, so the good with the bad on that. An old watch. You found this old wristwatch inside of a dead rat hound of all places. I guess it ate the watch sitting on the floor, so now we can go and turn that back into the guy if we really want to. Healthy animal heart. I'm gonna go ahead and take it. Let's see, anything else there? Nope, sure it isn't. So there is a big guy coming up here. So before we go to him, I'm actually going to go turn the watch back in, and then I'll pause it and go get healed up so you guys don't have to watch it. So we can start that fight full life and not have to worry about dying or using health hypos as much as we probably will have to use them. This will be the first big guy. Remember, he was pretty tough the first time I went through him. I had to fight him several times, and ultimately I had to actually run him out of the room and time it perfectly so when he was running by the barrel, I exploded it, and he basically died in one hit. But beyond that, he wiped the floor with me. There's 2 rat hounds in there with him to add on to the extra difficulty of the room, so... Let's turn this into this old guy. Now, if I remember right, he'll give you 2 choices. You can either get an item or you can get less or lower prices from him, I believe. So let's see. I think I found your watch. Yes, that's the one. Where did you find it? You really don't want to know. In the belly of a rat hound. If it was me, I'd say I really don't want to know. It's covered with, you're right. Best that I don't know. I told you. So can I have it? There's a few special items I can offer you for it. He rummages through his backpack. I've got a powerful submachine gun in perfect working condition. I've got a set of healing hypos. And I've got these here fine-looking boots. So what's it gonna be? Well, I'm not using submachine guns, but I could sell it if I wanted to. Health hypos are kind of nice, but could do better. And I've got these here looking fine boots. That's alright, Jonas. You can have it. If you say this, he gives you lower prices from now on if you're gonna buy anything, and he'll probably give you higher prices if you sell to him. But the whole time I played the first time around, I never sold to this guy once, and I never really bought from him either. I bought a fishing pole. I think is the only thing I ever bought from this guy, and plenty of other people sell fishing poles. So give me the hypos. Can never have too many of those. I need a new pair of boots anyways. I'll trade it all. Trade it for all of it. If you have a high enough skill and persuasion, you might be able to pull that off. I'm just going to tell him that's alright, because I don't need any of that stuff. He smiles. Thanks, you youngster. That watch has sentimental value, you know. From now on, you're getting only the best deals for whatever I scavenge. And of course, you can go back in here and you can see that he doesn't really have anything for sale. He only wants traps and batteries, and you're never going to have too many of those, or any of those, really. So it's not really going to work out too much there. So what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and run back, and I'll pause the video so you guys don't have to watch that. And I'll be right back in 1 second, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and run all the way back now. This is a fair amount of walking, but it's really not that bad. I've done worse treks than this, and it's kind of nice to go back and forth because that allows the mushrooms, the mine shrooms that you found on the map. Of course, we haven't found any yet, so it's not really that useful for us, but I think it's every 30 to every 45 minutes of game time, those mine shrooms will reappear, and then you can go back and pick them up again. So if you find a good spot, and we will later on, I guarantee you guys, there's a couple of spots that I remember where they spawn all the time. And so making these treks, you know, making a little bit more time out of your way, but making the game overall easier, because you can go back and sell and get some better armor and heal up while you're there, and offload some equipment so you're not over encumbered and things of that sort. Really, you know, add on to your gameplay, but they're gonna make it a whole lot better in the long run. So I would suggest making the time and just, you know, doing things slower. You don't have to be in that big of a rush. So let's come down here, and hopefully we can do this. We'll have to see how hard this guy is. Let's see, when we come in here, let's go ahead and get as close to him as possible. Hey, get out of here. This is my territory. Sorry, my bad. I'll be leaving now. I'm reclaiming the outpost in the name of the Southgate station. I just need to take a look around. Not anymore. Attack. So, no matter what you do, he doesn't really take kindly to strangers, basically. He does not want you here, and he's going to attack unless you say, sorry, my bad, I'll be leaving, in which case you won't be able to do anything. You literally will have to leave, and you'll be stuck. You have to take this guy out, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. So I'm going to say I'm reclaiming this outpost in the name of the Southgate station. Haven't you vultures taken enough already? Caves belong to no station. Now get out of my home before I bolt in your ugly face. Well, it's not quite written right, but I guess we'll have to do this the hard way. Attack. Intimidate. Your threats are pointless. Even if you kill me, more will come. And they will be armed to the teeth. You won't stand a chance. Now this is the skill I told you guys about that you can use to kind of get out of fights. But again, you kind of want to be in the fight. You want his loot. You want the experience from the rat hounds and him. And granted, you kind of want to do things a certain way. You don't want to kill people unnecessarily, especially if you're trying to go down like a good path for your character. But in this game, you don't really get that option. You basically have one path that you can go down, and a lot of the times you got to do things that you don't necessarily agree with. That's just the game style that they programmed into this. So we're just going to go ahead and tell them, we're going to try and intimidate, but it's not going to work. Maybe, but that won't do you any good. So we'll go ahead and continue. Attack my children. Rip him to shreds. And you'll see he actually named his pets. Grisco and Lisco. Oh, wow. Negative 48 critical hit. This guy hits hard, and he's playing for keeps. So let's go ahead and use our telekinetic punch. Nice. So he's stunned. Oh, man, what do we want to do? I guess we're going to get closer to him and try to take him out first, because he is just one bad dude. He's going to do a lot of damage to us. Let's see, what does it say? Cannot move or perform any action. So I don't know if he wakes up from his stun when we hit him. We'll find out here. Okay, so he didn't wake up. That's good. And do we have any turns to actually attack? Nope, so we'll have to wait until our turn is over. Take a little bit of hit from the Rat Hounds. Not too bad. Oh, negative 18 crit hit. That did hurt. So let's say we'll do another attack. Okay, Neuro Overload 22, and he's dead. And I'll go ahead and heal myself up just to be perfectly safe. And now we can take out these Rat Hounds at our leisure. That guy is a lot harder, I guarantee you, if you play him on normal and you don't have good armor and good skills and you put him into weird things. You're going to have a lot harder time taking that guy out. That's just unfortunately the way it's going to be. And again, if you do, you can always drag them back to the barrels. I even have a video where I show you how to do that. It's not too difficult, but you do have to time it just right. Otherwise, you will get hit several times on the way back and have to spend, you know, those health hypos, which you don't really want to use unless you absolutely have to. So, I use this again. There we go. Nice, so he's dead. Now we can loot these remains. We got Adrenal Gland and Rat Hound Leather quality 12. So we can make that into something. And we got Burrow of Poison Bolt. Combat utility, this bolt is packed with an ample of potent burrower poison. Shoot this bolt from a crossbow, dealing normal bolt damage and afflicting the target with Burrow of Poison that deals 7 damage every turn for up to 5 turns. Stacks 5 times AP 14. So that's amazing. It deals 7 damage, and you can times that by 5 because it stacks on itself 5 times, and it lasts for up to 5 turns. So on that 5th turn, the last poison will be going on him, and he'll be taking massive amounts of damage. That's probably more life than he even had altogether with just that one hit, but if you go to a harder creature, this may come in really handy. A Steel Dagger melee weapon. The long steel blade of this dagger can pierce deep into target's body and puncture vital organs. Damage is 4 to 12 mechanical. Impact speed is very low. Base action points 12 AP. It is a melee weapon, so we're going to put this on. Critical chance is 11%. Critical damage bonus 115%. Bypasses 60% of target's energy shield. Damage increased by 3% for every point and strength above 5. So we have 8 points, and so that's going to give us an extra 9% damage increase by using this weapon. We also got another crossbow, although we already have a pretty good one. This one does 13 to 27 mechanical damage, which is slightly more than this one does. But the action points on this is 25, so you won't get nearly as many turns with this weapon as you will with this. This is 12 AP. Of course, my fist is only 10 AP, so I'll get more action, or I get more attacks with just my fist than I will a weapon. But I think overall we're going to do a lot more damage with this dagger. We also get another health hypo and 24 more bolts, so we'll take all of that, go into our inventory, and put on our blade. Now we also want to go into crafting and put this on. And you'll see the mechanical is 17% and cold is 6%. Now, that is not quite as good as what we're wearing. I think the one we have on is 18%. And that's simply because the level of the leather that we're using, this was only 12. Whereas the other one I believe was 18 or 16, something along those lines. But we'll go ahead and create it because it will still sell for a decent amount of money. Now, if you look at the weight, it's still the same. Whether you have the leather or you have the armor, you're not getting any more weight for the item. A chew toy, oddity. An old dog's chew toy. Pick up, study this item to gain 100 points of experience. You can study this type of item up to 1 time. And this will be the very first and the very last time we can study it. Let's go ahead and take these shells. Health hypo and 2 bandages. We'll take both of those. 17 electronics on the top box, 17 there. So 2 boxes that we can't do anything with until we get that hacksaw. And what we're going to go ahead and do is end the episode here, guys. If you like these episodes, please hit the like button, subscribe. Definitely leave comments down below. I'd love to hear back from you guys. And we'll pick up here on the next episode. Again, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the